Hey Sun and Soulshine Tribe, Julie here, and I am so excited to share with you our first ever online practice. So it is negative 50 degrees here in Iowa, and we've all been kind of walking around all shriveled up, keeping our bodies really close. That's our body's natural response to want to keep us nice and warm, which is good that it does it. But it can create a lot of tension in the body. And also, this is our third day this week that we don't have school, and they just called no school for tomorrow. So a lot of businesses are closed. People have been stuck indoors. And when we're stuck inside our house, sometimes the space starts to feel really small. And sometimes the space in our minds start to feel really small. And with all the cold, the space in our body starts to feel really small. So today's practice is designed to open us back up. So we're going to open up through our bodies, we'll open up through our minds, and we'll open up energetically, really focusing on the heart center to counteract all of that hunching in, to really just breathe. So we'll use our breath to warm us and our breath to create some space. So do whatever feels good for you. This is your practice, 100%. Anything I offer is just an invitation. So listen to your body. Put on something comfortable, something you feel you can create a lot of space in. Turn up your heat a little bit, because we need a little extra heat today. And grab your yoga mat or a towel, or practice on carpet, whatever feels best to you. And let's flow together so we can grow together. So we'll get started on our back. So go ahead and just roll down comfortably. And allow your legs to go long, your arms to go by your sides. Just kind of settle in. Take a moment to notice your breath. Take a moment to become aware of your physical body. Become aware of your mental body. Become aware of your emotional body. Notice as you breathe in, how your belly expands towards the sky, your low back pushes into the mat, creating some space already. And then as you exhale, you breathe out. Your navel draws up and in towards the spine. Maybe you notice the rib cage, the diaphragm expanding on your inhale. And belly button pulling towards the spine as you exhale. So we use the breath a lot today in class. Our breath can help us to release any tension we're holding physically. Our breath can help us to create some space between our thoughts mentally. And our breath can help us create a little bit of space in between our emotions and our actions. So allow your breath to be big. Allow yourself to take up space on your mat. We'll start by taking some cleansing breaths. So when we do this, think about inhaling, pulling in anything that you want to cultivate more of in your life. And exhaling, releasing anything that no longer serves you, creating more space for that goodness. So take the deepest breath of your day, fill up, inhale. Sigh it out and release, exhale. 2 more, inhale, fill up. Exhale it out. Inhale, fresh oxygen, fresh energy in. Exhale the arms up overhead. Point the toes away from the fingertips. Create a whole bunch of space between your fingers and your toes here. And then as you exhale, pull the knees into the chest. Create space between your tailbone and the crown of your head here. Maybe rock it side to side gently. Massaging out your lower back. And then coming back to stillness. Take a deep breath in and feel your side body expand, taking up more space on your mat. And then exhale it out to soften the shoulders. Inhale, extend both legs up towards the sky. Start to point and flex through your feet. So think about the space between your heels and your hips. A lot's going on there. So intentionally send breath there. Maybe think about the legs growing a little bit longer as though you're going to put a footprint on your ceiling. And then become aware of the space between your hips and your shoulders. Can you lengthen through the spine a bit? And then what about the space in between your shoulder blades, your heart? Can you expand there a bit? And then the space in between your ears, your mind. Can you open that a bit? Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out, bend into the knees. Give yourself a hug. Maybe your head, neck, and shoulders peel up this time. Beautiful. As you inhale, extend your legs at a diagonal towards the ceiling in front of you, arms along your sides. Exhale, hug it in. Beautiful. Inhale, create that space in your body. Feel yourself expand. And then exhale, hug it in. Once more, inhale, expand and lengthen. Creating some heat in the body as we go along. And then exhale, squeeze it in. Let your head, neck, and shoulders find the earth. Arms come beside you. Cactus arms, so bending at the elbows, palms are face up. Feel a softening across your heart here. Subtle opening. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Drop both knees over towards the left. No need for them to touch the ground, but if they can, while keeping the right shoulder down, feel free. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Breath in pulls the knees back up and in towards the chest. Breath out drops them over to the right. So you're creating space in your back here, but you're also creating space across your heart. So just see where you can soften. See where you can send some breath. And then inhale, bring the legs back to center. Grab onto the backs of the thighs and take a rock and roll. So we'll take about 3 rock and rolls. And don't worry if this isn't perfect or smooth, it's totally fine. The intention is just to loosen up through your spine a bit. And then finding a comfortable seated position. Working some mobility through the shoulders. Inhale, reach up, look up, lengthen. Exhale, pull the hands down through the heart, ground that energy in. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up, look up, lengthen. This time, as you pull the hands down, place the thumbs against your third eye. That space that is just in between and above your eyebrows. Open up the hands to invite in some space into your mind. Hands come together. Go ahead and bring the hands down to heart, thumbs against sternum, slight tuck of your chin. Take a moment here to invite some space into your heart so that we can give and receive love freely. Take a breath in and a breath out. Releasing the arms down. Inhale, reach up. This time, drop your left hand down to your mat and feel the space that's happening between your right hip and your right fingertips. Now make sure you're not overextending here. Pull the shoulder blade back down and in. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, maintain that length between your hip and your fingertip and feel all the space that you're creating along the right side of your body. Inhale, come back to center. Left arm reaches up, look up, find space through the neck. Exhale, bring your gaze back to center as your right hand floats down. So inhale, feel that space on the left side of the body. Exhale, maintain that space, especially as you bend over. Keep rooting down through your left hip. Keep your left knee reaching towards your mat. Great job. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, float your hands back down. Grab opposite elbow behind you, just starting to open up through the heart space here. So notice if your low back is really arched, try to pull it up and in so that this stretch is happening in your heart. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Beautiful. Rock it over onto all fours. So stacking shoulders over top of your wrist, hips are over top of your knees. Feel the space between your tailbone and the crown of your head here. And then inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up, cow pose. Exhale, round through your spine, take your gaze to your navel. Again, just like that. Inhale, feel your tailbone tip up, your shoulders pull back. And then exhale, pushing into the hands, feeling all the space along the back side of the body. Beautiful. Inhale back through to center. So really ground in through the hands, through the feet here. And when you're ready, inhale, extend your left leg straight back. If this feels good to you, then your right arm can join it. So feel the space between your right fingertips and right shoulder, left toes and left hip. Also feel the space between your low belly and your spine. See if you can make that space smaller by pulling your low belly up and in. One more deep breath here. Exhale, pull elbow to knee, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right hand comes down. Cross the left leg over the right and then look over your right shoulder at your left toes. Feel that space between your left hip and your left shoulder. Breathe into that. Inhale, extend your left leg straight back. As you exhale, pull the knee up and in, step the foot up in between the hands. So you want a straight line between your left knee and your left ankle. Make any adjustments that you need to. Maybe you keep your back toes curled under for a moment here. As you inhale, catch a wave of your breath, lift up. So there's a lot of space that's happening between your right hip and your right knee, but also a lot of depth that's happening in your left leg. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then take both of your hands down on the inside of your left leg, lizard pose. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, creating space in through that left leg. And then push into the left leg. Take your left hand onto your left thigh and find a little twist. If you want to take it further, you can reach the left arm up. Nice job. Exhale, left hand comes down. Turn your right toes towards your left leg. And then slowly inhale, lift it up. So we're in a warrior two variation here, just to get started. So sinking into your left leg, feel the space between your left knee and your left inner thigh, but also honor the space in between your fingertips. So maybe you take your hands to your heart here and you drop anything that isn't serving you. So take your hands to your heart, feel that space, let go of anything weighing on your heart. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. A deep breath out brings your left hand down towards the ground and your right arm up towards the sky. creating space not only in between your fingertips, but also from your right hip to your right shoulder. And then inhale, bring it back through to center. And exhale, your right hand goes on the back of your right thigh, and left arm can reach straight up or up and over, creating space between the left hip and the left fingertips. Nice job. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. Exhale, reach your arms back up as though you're in a warrior one position, and then bring your hands down to frame your left foot. Right leg goes straight back, left leg goes back to meet the right. Take a moment here on all fours, and then find a cat-cow. But inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, push the earth away from you, round the spine. Nice job. Inhale back to center. Imagine that you're breathing space in between the vertebrae of the spine. Open up there. When you're ready, inhale, your right leg goes straight back. Your left arm goes up alongside your left ear. Again, think about that space between your left shoulder and left fingertips, right hip, and right heel. Take a deep breath in. And out, elbow to knee. Breathe in, reach and lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, your left hand comes down, your right leg crosses over your left. Take your gaze over to your right toes. Breathe into that space in your body. Inhale, lift that leg back up. Exhale, pull the knee up and then through, and step it up into a modified runner's lunge. Again, straight line between knee and ankle. Squeeze the inner thighs together to support you as you inhale to lift up. Maybe you take a moment here to close your eyes and you ask yourself where you feel the most space in your body. And then let's exhale, bring both hands down on the inside of the right leg. When you're ready, take your right hand onto your right thigh and twist. And then you can inhale, lift your right arm up here. Can you create some more space in between the shoulders? What about a little bit more space in the left hip? And then exhale, bring the right hand down. Turn the left toes in towards the right leg. And then inhale, lift yourself up into your warrior two variation. Taking your hands to your heart. Lengthen the hands back out. Hands come back through the heart. And then they inhale to expand and grow. Come back to your heart. Maybe you think about dropping anything you don't want or opening yourself to the things that you do. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bringing your right hand on the inside of the right leg, left arm reaches up. Feel the space along the left side of the body. Then inhale, peel your way back up. As you exhale, your left hand can come back onto your left thigh. Maybe your right arm just reaches up, or maybe it reaches back. Think about this space that's happening between your right hip all the way back, your right shoulder. Beautiful. And then let's come back through to center. Step your left leg back, your right knee comes back. Spreading the fingers nice and wide here. When you're ready, tuck your toes under and just allow yourself to hover. So -50, we need to create a little bit of heat, right? So shift your weight forward a bit, lean in, floating tabletop position. One more breath. And then pull your chest towards your thighs and straighten out through your legs, downward facing dog. Maybe you pedal through your feet. Maybe you drop in one shoulder or shake the head yes and no. Whatever feels best for you today. Think about the space of your back body. Maybe imagining like a ball of energy starting in your fingers, working their way up your arms, your shoulders, all the way up your back, till it reaches your hips where it drops down into your heels. Take a nice deep cleansing breath, breathe in through the nose, sigh out the mouth. Inhale, look up in between the hands. And as you exhale, make your way up in between your hands into your forward fold. So lots of love here. Bend in your knees, let the crown of your head reach towards the earth. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Maybe you grab opposite elbow and sway in. Think about the space in the back of your body. Coming back to center. Inhale, take your hands to your shins or your thighs, flatten out your back, lengthen through your spine, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Soft bend in your knees as you inhale. Reach it all the way up. Feel all the space between your toes and your fingers. And then exhale, pull your hands to your heart. Be reminded of your intention and what brought you to your mat today. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Release the arms by your sides and then inhale, reach up, look up, lengthen again. Exhale, take up space, swan dive all the way forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping one foot back and then the other into your high plank position. Not many planks happening today. So feel the space that's happening from your heels to the crown of your head. Can you lengthen it just a little bit more? Can you widen your side body with your breath? Can you create some more space between you and the floor? Wonderful. One more breath in. And then exhale, either dropping the knees or keeping the legs straight. Let's lower all the way down. Pushing into the tops of the feet, pushing into the hands. Pull your heart forward to come into a back bend. Give yourself a smile. And then exhale, pull back on the knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Deep cleansing breath in, cleansing breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, pull the left knee up and in between the hands. Beautiful. Shoulders are pulling down the back. So really pushing and rooting into your left foot. Always the option to drop the back knee if you would like. If you want to keep it lifted, let's inhale, lift it on up. So feel the space that's happening again along the front of the right thigh, but also trust the space that's happening along this left leg. When you're ready, grab on to your right wrist with your left hand and reach up. So feel the length of your body. Maybe you can imagine that line all the way from your middle finger on your right hand back to your longest toe. And then gently Hinge it over towards the left. Feel the space that you're creating in your body right now. And then inhale, bring it back to center. Take your hands to your hips and find the outer edge of your back foot. Sink into the left leg. Again, so warrior two. Stacking your shoulders over your hips. Feel the space that's happening on your legs and allow that to also happen in your arms. Working in opposite directions. Take a deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Your left arm finds your left thigh, and your right arm is going to reach straight up towards the sky. Lots of space along this right side body. Inhale, lift back up. And as you exhale, your right hand comes down your back, right thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. Beautiful, trust your depth. And then straighten out through your front left leg. Hips reach back to the right. Torso reaches to the left as your left hand comes down onto the thigh, the shin, or the ground to come into triangle pose. Whole lot of space happening along the right side body. Whole lot of space happening across the heart. Beautiful. Take your gaze down and then slowly cartwheel the palms down. Frame your left foot. Step your left foot back to meet your right, downward dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, lifting your right leg, feeling the space from your right fingertips all the way to your right toes. And then exhale, gently pull that foot up in between the hands. Always the option to drop the back knee. Inhale, pull your chest through, create some space there. When you're ready to squeeze the inner thighs together and lift it on up. Maybe this time you think about the space between your shoulders and your hips, lengthening through your torso. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, grab your left wrist with your right hand. And as you inhale, extend up. Exhale, arc it over. Inhale, come back through to center. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Turn on the outer edge of your left foot. Sink back into your right knee, and then inhale, open your arms up. Warrior two. So notice this expansion. Your legs are working in opposite direction. There's a lot of space that's being created in the lower body. Allow your upper body to mirror that. Create space near your torso with your breath. When you're ready, your right arm comes down onto your right thigh, left arm reaches up. Feel the space between your left shoulder and your left heel. And then slowly reach it back so that your left arm goes down your left leg. Now we're thinking about the space between the right fingertips and the right knee. Maintain that depth. And then inhale, come back to center. Straightening through the leg, kicking the hips back, reach the arms forward to the right, find your triangle pose. Inhale, lifting back up, pausing in your warrior two, and then straightening through the leg, taking the hands to the hips, pushing into the outer edges of the feet here. Take a moment to pause. Feel the heart opening. Maybe you close your eyes. Interlacing the fingers behind you. Pull the knuckles down away from the crown of the head. Take a breath in. And then exhale, gently fold forward, allowing the arms to maybe reach up overhead. Releasing the arms if they were overhead. Placing the right hand directly in front of the face, left hand on the small of the back. And inhale finds length between your tailbone and the crown of your head. And your exhale twists you over to the left. Maybe your left arm extends up towards the sky. Exhale, your left hand comes down to replace the right. Right hand to the small of your back as you inhale and lengthen tailbone to the crown of the head. And then exhale, twist over to the right. Maybe your right arm reaches up. Exhale, right hand comes down, folding in for a moment. Taking the hands to the hips, bending into the knees, slowly roll all the way up. So my favorite pose for creating space is star pose. So turn the heels in slightly, toes out at a diagonal, and then reach your arms out to the side. So take up a lot of space here. Maybe you close your eyes. Feel the space even in between your fingertips. You are worthy of taking up space. You are worthy of having space. And you are worthy of creating space. When you're ready, bring your hands back to your hips. Heel toe the feet in maybe slightly. Heels point in, toes point out. Sink down into the knees. So your knees are working back in space to come into goddess pose. Take up a lot of space here again. And then bring your your pointer finger and your thumb together. And then bend in your elbows to embody your goddess. Elbows are pulling back to open up the heart. Knees are pulling back to open up the hips. Allow your goddess to sink in, to trust the space. And if you'd like to, you can inhale, lift the right heel. And exhale it down. And inhale, lift the left heel. And exhale it down. And maybe you inhale and lift both heels and you embrace the shake and the depth. Exhale, release your heels, open your heart back up, start pose. Take up space. And then bring all that space back into your heart center. Stepping back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, celebrate everything from your fingertips to your toes. And exhale, bow to all the goodness within you. Beautiful. Bending into the knees, coming up onto the toes, coming into toe balance. It's good to stretch and strengthen our feet in the winter months, especially since we're all wearing boots. So if you'd like to keep your hands on the ground, you can. You can also take your hands to your heart, stacking shoulders over hips. Breathe in. Breathe out to lower down. Pulling the left heel in to the right thigh. Right toe is pointed up towards the sky. Turn your heart at a diagonal so it's near your left knee. And then scoot your right hand down your right leg and inhale, reach your left arm up. Feel all the space you're creating between your left fingertips and your left hip, and your left hip to your left knee, and your right hip all the way to your right toes. Take a breath in. And then exhale, place the left hand down behind you. Inhale, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. Lift your hips, push into the sole of your right foot. Opening up through the front body, the heart space. And then exhale, lower down. Sitting up nice and tall. Switch the legs, so left leg goes long, right heel goes in. Heart is at a diagonal. Inhale, lengthens the spine. And exhale, works the left hand along the inside of the left leg. Right arm can reach out. So no need to go as far as you can here. You might be able to reach the right arm all the way over and touch the toes, but I just really want you to think about the space between the hip and the armpit. And then maybe the armpit and the fingertips. And maybe all the way from the fingertips and the right hand all the way into the left hip. And just breathe. And then when you're ready, your right hand comes behind you. Left arm sweeps in front of you, pushing in to the right knee. Lift yourself up. Find that beautiful space across the front of your body. And then exhale, lower down. Pull the knees into the chest. Hold all of the space of your body for a moment. Give yourself some love. And then in your own way, lower down onto your back. Pulling the knees into the chest. Maybe you make some circles with the knees. Maybe you come into a spinal twist, or maybe you take a happy baby. Do anything that feels like it can create space in your body and in your mind. And stay there for a few breaths. This is your time to ask yourself what you need, and then to give that to yourself. We'll all meet in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together, knees falling open. Maybe you take one hand to the belly and the other to the heart. Maybe you grab opposite elbow overhead. Notice the space that your body can create when you just rest and breathe. Allow yourself to just rest and breathe. If you'd like to stay here for final relaxation, you're welcome to. Or feel free to extend the legs long and the arms long. Maybe you give yourself a slight smile, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today. Maybe you use your inhales to think about what you want to cultivate more of, and your exhales for what you'd like to let go of. Or maybe you just breathe into the space that your body resides in, that your mind resides in, that your heart resides in. Give yourself time. Give yourself space, because you are worthy of it. Slowly come back to your breath. Feeling the expansion of your breath in your body. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Noticing how small movements can feel so large. Give yourself one more good morning stretch. Celebrating the space of your body. And then pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Show yourself some compassion. And roll off onto one side for a breath. Child's pose is where we begin again. So determine what you'd like to take from your practice off of your mat and into your life. And then very slowly, bring yourself back up into a seat. Take another deep breath in, reaching the arms up overhead. Pausing the thumbs at your third eye. And then at your heart. Thumbs against sternum, slight tuck of the chin. Allow the eyes to close. Sunshine warms us from the outside in, but soulshine warms us from the inside out. Thank you so much for sharing this time, for creating this space with me. From the bottom of my heart to yours. Namaste.